The biggest thing that holds us back in trading, and not only in trading but also in life, is the fear of pain. Dealing with this pain requires a lot of strength, and strength that you maybe don't even know that you have, but you do. What creates this fear is our irrational mind thinking that any type of mistake is going to be a make or break, meaning that it's a final mistake that we can't recover from it. But you can. 99.9% of the mistakes that you do are mistakes that you can recover from. And in trading, if you think about it, you can make a mistake, you can take a loss, you can lose a prop firm account, whatever it is. There's no liability for you. And if you take a loss in your personal trading account, if you use proper risk management and you are actually using stop losses, so using proper risk management, then no mistake is fatal and no mistake is a make or break. It's just a part of probabilities at the end of the day. And by the way, just don't over risk. Mistakes are part of the journey, so is getting back up, which now is more easier than ever. We fear the inevitable losing trade, we fear failing a prop firm account, we fear that trading is not for us or that it's not working, but at the end of the day, all these fears are not final. They're not life or death situations, but this instinct is in us from a very long time ago, where the stakes were very high and a possible mistake was life or death. So right now what our mind does is that since it doesn't have those high intense emotions that we used to have back then, our ancestors, it basically ramps up small mistakes that might happen to make it feel like life or death. And now instead of our life being at risk, it's mostly our ego. We look for the perfect strategy, we look for the best trading strategy out there, we look for the holy grail of trading that is going to make us a millionaire in 12 hours. But what if I told you that that is seriously holding you back? You can't just read a book on how to ride a bike and then go and do it. You're probably going to fall. And the same thing is with trading. You can watch as many videos as you want, you can join as many communities as you want, try as many strategies as you want, but there are always going to be losses. And at the end of the day, most of the lessons that you are going to learn when it comes to trading is by applying what you have learned, about experiencing what you have learned, so then you can make those associations within your brain. When talking about learning through experience, Julian Smith says in the book The Flinch, which is a great book, you don't need to throw yourself into a fire to know it's bad. Just as I would say that you don't need to risk 50% of your account in a trade in order to understand that you are eventually going to blow it. But most lessons aren't like this. They aren't fatal, and they'll make you stronger, not weaker. You should seek them out. I could tell you all the lessons I've learned so far. I really couldn't, because I wouldn't really remember most of them. But you would probably make the same exact mistakes as I did, but the only thing that would then happen is that you would be like, oh yeah, he's right. I shouldn't risk 2-3%. I shouldn't risk 1% in my prop firm. Whatever, like those type of things you are going to learn through experience. Because I experienced the exact same thing. The way that I look at lessons given by others is that I'm going to use them as future reference. For example, your parents probably told you, don't touch the stove when it's hot, you're going to burn yourself. And what did you do? You were like, what? You told me not to touch this. Boom. You touch it, you burn yourself. And what happens instantly is that you associate the fact that you felt pain to the lesson that your parents gave you of you are going to burn yourself. So you experience it and you're like, yeah, you know what? You're right, Dad. Thank you. So it just facilitates the fact that you can have a fact to attach to your experience and learn from it. I can tell you 1,000 times that the time that you are going to be most confident in a trading strategy is when you figure out so many things about trading that you build your own strategy and it's profitable, and that's when you are going to feel the ultimate confidence, just like your mentors feel. And even though you might understand it, you might not really believe it. So only when you do have that profitable strategy, that strategy that you've built yourself, are you going to be like, oh, that's what he meant with ultimate confidence. So knowledge, as said, is used as future reference, or as Julian Smith said, the lessons you learn best are those you get burned by. Without the scar, there's no evidence or strong memory. So after you go through the process of learning the strategy, of implementing something for yourself, and you feel the confidence, do you have not only the scars that it created in your life, but you also have your own evidence and memory ingrained in this fact that I just told you. you. This is why I believe that you shouldn't really just stick to one strategy. You should really learn a lot about each thing about the market, so then you can take everything that you like and build your own trading strategy. But we fear what might be on the other side. We fear that maybe if I change strategies, I'll be less profitable. But if you don't change, then you'll never know. You don't know what you don't know. So let's say that we are talking about liquidity. Your strategy doesn't talk about liquidity, or talks very vaguely about liquidity. Where can I find this information if so many people are talking about it being something that is a good confluence to add onto your trading? Where can I learn this from? Can I apply this into my trading? And if yes, then perfect. If no, then leave it. But at least you have the knowledge. And I've said this a million times, I'm not incentivizing you to chop and change and jump from community to community, learn this, learn that, learn that, and never be disciplined about it. No, I really think that you can learn a subject thoroughly and then try to apply it into your own way of trading. But this takes time. You need to look at a way of trading, see, okay, is this something that I like? Is this something that I want to dedicate time to? And then actually try to learn it, become consistent with it, and only then try to evolve. That's what I personally did. I was consistent in one, and so I was like, okay, can I now evolve this into a way where I can trade more my own style? And that's when I changed. And I can say, like, I don't regret it at all, because now I'm just so confident with my way of trading. If you achieve consistency and you move on and you don't require anyone else to tell you, oh, this trade was valid, so you don't require to have always a mentor, you can now outgrow him. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Julian Smith's book. You can't settle for reaching other people's limits. You have to reach yours. So it's all about outgrowing where you are currently at. Become so independent that you don't need anyone else. Is this journey easy? Hell no, but that shouldn't make you stop trying to pursue it. And the reason for this is because the journey also changes you. Let's say that you are climbing up a mountain. You are going to be stronger as you keep climbing. And the same thing with trading. If I would tell you the problems that you would have maybe like 5 years down the line, you would be like, oh my God, I don't know if I can handle it. Of course, you right now probably couldn't handle it, but the person that you are going to become in 5 years is going to be able to handle it. That's why this is a journey through experience, a journey through failure, and becoming stronger by seeking out more knowledge. And Julian Smith talks about how carbon forms either diamonds or gets crushed. And he says something like, just like carbon, pressure either crushes you or turns you into a diamond. You are weak because you haven't stepped on the path. When you do, a process will begin. As you climb the mountain, you'll get stronger. So if you put this into a trading perspective, let's say that you go for my Forex Funds or FTMO challenge, but you fear what might go wrong. You fear losing money. You fear not passing the challenge. And this makes you take a step back and be like, no, I don't want to take it. But this makes you ignore the fact that as you take a challenge, no matter what happens, there is going to be a valuable lesson for you to take. Maybe because of risk, maybe because of the pressure that it is on you, maybe because of the time period that you have, maybe because you didn't stick to your plan, and if you would, then you would have passed the challenge. All these things have happened to me, by the way. So now that you have these important lessons, you can then take the plunge once again. And if it's not going to financially hurt you, by the way, like, don't go for prop firm challenges if you're not profitable, if you've never seen a profitable month, and if losing an account would really have a financial burden on you. But else, like, take the plunge. There's nothing much to lose. You see the successful traders, you see the 5, 6, 7-figure funded traders, but you didn't see what went on behind the scenes. You didn't see the struggles that they went through, just like you are going through struggles. Or, as Julian Smith says, behind every moment of courage was a man or woman who faced a difficult internal struggle. When they face it, it becomes an amazing story. They become legends. But if they turn away from the flinch, their stories are unexceptional. They are like everyone else. They vanish. And he also says that if you aren't willing to sacrifice your comfort, you don't have what it takes. Because you will never be comfortable. It doesn't matter if you are trading $100 or $1 million. There are always going to be internal struggles that you are going through. And no matter who you see on the streets, the people you see on YouTube, whatever it is, everyone is going through their struggles because they're all human. So to end this video, I would like to have another quote by Julian Smith, which I would really recommend you guys checking out, the 30-page book. It's going to be linked in the description actually. There are enough viewers, there are enough cheerleaders, there are enough coaches and enough commentators. What there isn't enough is players. I hope this helps. Peace.